John, was that a quintessential John Schneider, Blue Jays, all hands on deck kind of victory tonight?
Yeah, that's kind of how we roll, So much credit to the guys up and down the lineup being ready to come into the game. They were ready during BP, talking to Nate, talking to Izzy, Addy. Those at-bats in that inning, starting with Bo's walk, then a knock, it kind of just kept on going. But those were some pretty terrific at-bats from everyone up and down the order, yeah.
Same row, Gregor.
John, your calling cards all year has been making pitchers work. Just wondering how much of that played into what do you think happened in kind of like later on, because you guys really forced a lot of deep counts on Snell early.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Varsh just missed a breaking ball, I think, in the first, but it's 29 pitches. You made him work, not a lot of swing and miss. It's kind of what we wanted to do against him. And then hopefully sooner or later he makes a mistake, and then Varsh capitalized, and then in the sixth there, just really good at bats, and then carried it over into their bullpen. So it was really a good approach from everyone today. And then you got to get ready for tomorrow against another really tough pitcher.
Third row on your left, Keegan.
John, you've seen big innings before, but given the stage of the World Series, what was it like for you personally to see Barger's big moment and how the rest of that inning played out?
Man, that was I was just talking to Max, who's been through basically everything, and just hearing him say, never really felt an inning like that, in the World Series. My vantage point was pretty cool. Nate's at bat to work a walk after being down 0-2. Himmy gets the hit, and then, I'm trying to force a lefty there. It's one out. You trust Barge to have a good approach to hopefully hit a sac fly, and then you get Vladdy against Banda. And Barge, man, he didn't budge. He was ready to go and hit a mistake pitch. So that was a little bit more than what we could have hoped for. But that inning, to watch those guys navigate that was pretty cool.
Tyler, second row on your left.
What have you seen from Varsho these last 3 years? Seems like he gets more and more power every year. And how has he developed that power? And also how big was that last at bat against Snell to draw that walk and knock him out?
Yeah,
get hit by pitch.
Yeah, Varsh has been. I wish Varsh was healthy the whole year, for him and for us, but mainly for him. But he's made some adjustments. He's always kind of had this potential, and the adjustments he made with Pop and Lou and Hunter, even going back to the off season, when he had surgery and when he started hitting, he had a really specific plan what he wanted to do. So he's been good against lefties. He's been good against righties. And I think he's kind of just coming into a complete player. We always think about his defense and his base running, but the added threat there with the power is huge.
Fourth row on the far left, Daniel.
John, how could you describe Alejandro Kirk's performance tonight, and what does that guy bring to the table inside and outside the field?
Yeah, Kirk, he's just so steady, and that's one of I've said it before, it's one of the many things we love about him. It's hard to catch, and formulate a game plan with a young starter, multiple pitchers coming in against a really tough lineup. I thought he did a great job behind the plate. His at-bats were awesome. Again, you never really know. You never really know when he can do that. He did it against the Yankees, and he's had some good at-bats that haven't resulted in, what he wanted. But just to hit the ball to right field, be smart enough to not try to stretch it into a double, and allowing Varsh to do what he did. But Kirky has been so steady all year, both at the plate and behind the plate.
Second row on your right, John.
Hey, John, congratulations. To take it more big picture, you're 1-0 as a World Series manager. How's that feel?
It feels great right now. You know what I mean? It's in about 10 minutes. Tomorrow's tomorrow, So I'm happy for the guys. I'm happy for the way they all kind of did their part today. For me personally, for the next 10 minutes, coolest part of my day was catching Cito's first pitch. Guy's a legend, and to hear him say the things he did about my team and me, pretty damn cool tonight.
Fourth row on the right, Mike.
John, we've heard sometimes how Addison Barger doesn't know who's playing the next day, doesn't worry about things like that. How much does that mindset help dropped into a spot like that tonight?
Yeah, he keeps things simple, you know what I mean? And I think he has a great back and forth with our hitting coaches. And in this stage of the season, if you're starting or if you're not starting, there's a pretty specific approach and plan with what you're trying to do. for a young guy to go out and execute it is another thing. So, really cool moment for him. First pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. That's a really cool moment. Addie's been so big for us this year, and I hope he doesn't know who's pitching tomorrow.
And Varsho has also, as you were talking about before, but I know he was hurt a lot of the year, but that's the first home run Blake Snell's given up to a left-handed batter all season. We've seen Varsho do that before. What did you see there?
I saw him, I believe his first at bat was a breaking ball that he kind of just missed, and I saw him being ready to attack a fastball. Again, these games, again, tomorrow will be a different set of circumstances, but these games come down to players in the moment making adjustments and executing. And, Blake is a damn good pitcher, and you're going to have to do something like that, make him work early. Hopefully you hit a mistake, but Varsh and everyone in there is not going to back down. You know what I mean? Which is what I love about this group.
One row behind, John.
John, what were your impressions of Bo tonight at the plate and in the field, and what led to the decision to pinch run for him there in the sixth?
I thought Bo offensively looked like him. He gets a knock on a 3-0 changeup. And then working the walk, man, was really impressive. Bo's a tough guy to walk. He's up there ready to hit, So I thought he handled himself really well. His at-bats looked like him. The play up the middle was kind of the thing we were looking for, and he handled it, made a good throw. That was kind of the plan going in, was to see if we can get him 3 at-bats against a starter, see how he's feeling, and probably take it a little bit, play it a little bit cautiously from there. So I love the fact that he was the guy that kind of started that 6th inning.
Third row in the left center aisle, John.
Hey, John, you've spoken about the trust you have in this whole roster, but to have the options you do on the bench like you're able to turn to in the bottom of the 6th, how easy does that make your job as a manager?
It's never easy, man. But, these guys make me look good, more times than not. But I think it's a long list of things that have to happen. It's communicating to them before the game. It's Donnie telling them in game, and then it's the hitting coaches getting them ready, right? So I just love the fact that they're all ready to play, and they know what their skill set is. Nate in there, you're trying to make contact with that situation, and he ends up working a walk. Addy, he's trying to hit a sac fly, probably. I haven't talked to him really. He's been busy, but it is nice that we can be versatile and try to grasp the matchups, and we've been doing it all year.
Up front on your left, Ron.
Did you anticipate Bo would be favoring the knee out there as much as he was?
I didn't really know. I gotta. We talked to him throughout the game, and you didn't know how much adrenaline was going to kick in or not. And this guy hasn't played in 7 weeks. This is such a tough ask. Hey, go play a position you haven't played all year. It's game 1 of the World Series. Go do it. He did it. Everyone's grinding right now. You know what I mean? But I'm so happy for him that he had the mindset coming in to just say, hey, I want to help. I want to fit in. And he did tonight. You know what I mean? He did. He's been the focal point of our offense for a long time. And to come in and not try to do too much was impressive. See how he wakes up tomorrow. But, man, he was awesome tonight.
And with Bo and Daulton and Vladdy, can you tell they're sons of former players just from their knowledge and attitude?
Yeah, man. I feel like we've had a lot of those guys over the course of, my time here. And they're baseball players, man. I think that you never really know how guys are going to respond to their first World Series, right? And that's a real thing. But the way they conduct themselves and how they prepare and how they see the game, obviously, is to their benefit.
Up front on your right, John.
Hi, Coach. How important is the crowd and the energy in this kind of situation, in this kind of game?
Crowd was electric tonight, They've been waiting a long time for a World Series to come back here, and I hope that they're just as loud, if not louder, tomorrow. But it's not very often you get a feeling like we had in Game 7 or tonight in the 6th inning. You can't take it for granted. This is a special place to play, and everyone here in this city or in this building and across the country, we feel it for sure. Again, it's nice, but you got to get ready for tomorrow.
Finish up with Keegan on your left.
John, further on the crowd in the 9th with Ohtani up, were you able to make out that, whether it was "we don't need him" or "we don't need you" chant? And how do you feel about the crowd getting involved there?
I just wanted to get the third out. I love energetic fan bases. It happens in different ways and shapes and forms in every stadium. We saw it just the last series in Seattle. Kind of heard it, but it's tough to talk about a player like that, to be honest with you. He's special. I'm glad that the home run that he hit came when it came, and we had a little cushion. But I love that our fans are passionate about our team.
All right, John. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.